Hi everyone. I will be reviewing The Russia House today. It stars Sean Connery and Michelle Pfeiffer. It actually takes place during the Cold War. This film was shot in 1990, which is quite a number of years ago now. And Sean Connery plays Blair, a British publishing firm head. And in that role, he is asked to go to Russia on assignment. But he has been missing for a few months. Once he gets there, he vanished for a few months. And the CIA and the MI6, the American Intelligence Agency and the British Intelligence Agency, fearing the worst, now find him in Lisbon, and they interrogate him to see, just to make sure he didn't go over to the dark side or anything like that. And it turns out he did it. Now, the reason why he went to the Soviet Union in the first place is to find a guy named Yakov, who we learn is a Soviet physicist who's a descendant and is actually planning to defect to the West. But they don't know that yet. What they plan to do is interrogate Sean Connery, the intelligence agencies, the MI5, the MI6, the CIA, to see if he went over to the dark side and if he knows anything. And turns out he doesn't know much. What happens is, though, while he's in the Soviet Union, Sean Connery, he does find someone named Katya, who's actually played by Michelle Pfeiffer. Michelle Pfeiffer, she's just a average woman, a young mom of kids, of multiple kids. Of two kids, I believe. And in that movie, Sean Connery falls in love with her. As soon as he lays his eyes on her, he falls in love. Uh, Now, what happens here is it gets a little dicey. Sean Connery goes back to Lisbon, uh, frustrated over the fact that even though he kind of found a woman who was interesting, he's not able to find Yakov. So he goes back to Lisbon. But now what happens is, as he gets back to Lisbon, he has a plan. And in that plan, he wants to befriend Katja and get her to talk to Yakov. Now, uh, Katja, Michelle Pfeiffer's character, is a little paranoid because of the KGB, and worse come to worse, she could get killed if she's not careful. Sean Connery realizes that, and he sort of helps her to find Yakov, and his whole plan is to be able to get Katya to comfortably talk to Yakov, and Sean Connery is being kind of bugged by the intelligence agencies, by the CIA, by the MI6. And what happens is she gets through to Yakov, but also at the same time, paranoid that the KGB will be after them all. She does her best to avoid being followed by the KGB at all costs. And with that, they she she finally finds Yakov, who's a Soviet physicist descendant, and she plans to ask as much as she can from him, thinking it will be brief. It turns out to be a long 7-hour conversation, and they get a lot of information. But what happens is that Katya sends a letter to the KGB, I'm sorry, the intelligence agencies, the Western intelligence agencies, the CIA and the MI6, and Sean Connery, because due to the fact that he's in love with her, instead of hacks that, actually steals that steals that mail, I must say, not email, and takes it into his own hands. But while the federal agencies, the MI6 and the CIA, tried to find um, Sean Connery tells them he has it, and he's admonished a little bit, but the reason why he did it is so that he can help Katya get get a letter, get recommendation, so she can defect to the West, which is what they all end up doing, and they all go to Lisbon, and Sean Connery is waiting for them and they come through on a ferry, and they all hug each other at the end, but the whole idea is that uh, love goes across all borders, and it's actually a fun movie. I suggest you check it out. It's The Russia House. It's 1990, and I will be back for another review.